Today, we're jumping into a divine paradox, one that sits at the very heart of the world's great faiths. You know, it's a question that has puzzled believers and thinkers for centuries. Let's get right into it.
It really is a powerful question, isn't it? I mean, really think about it for a second. If these incredible figures, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, if they all come from the exact same divine source, then why aren't their laws and teachings just identical? Why do they seem so different? Where do all these apparent contradictions seem to come from?
So you can see this fundamental tension, right? On one hand, you've got different laws, unique messages, different names. But on the other hand, every single one of these messengers claims to speak for one God, with one essential purpose. So how can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, the framework we're digging into today offers a really fascinating answer.
All right, so to start unraveling this, we've got to explore what the source material calls the station of oneness. And the idea here is pretty straightforward. At their very core, all of these divine messengers are fundamentally, absolutely unified.
I mean, you really can't get much clearer than that, can you? The source says their unity isn't just, kind of similar, it's absolute. They are, in their very essence, one and the same being, carrying the same core message from God.
And look, this unity isn't just some vague, abstract idea. It's actually built on really specific shared things. We're talking about a single purpose, a common spiritual source. I love this phrase, drinking from one cup of the love of God. And of course, that ultimate call for all of humanity to recognize one creator.
Here's a point that I find really powerful because it's so human. Beyond their divine mission, they shared this incredibly profound struggle right here on Earth. Every single one of them stood pretty much alone against the world, facing just unimaginable hardship for the message they were carrying. That shared sacrifice, that's another huge thread weaving them together.
Okay, so that makes a really strong case for their unity, for sure. But that just brings us right back to the original problem, doesn't it? If they're all fundamentally one, then why do their laws and their social teachings look so different when you just look at the surface?
Well, the answer lies in this really key concept, the requirements of the age. And the idea is actually pretty intuitive when you think about it. A divine message isn't one size fits all. It can't be. Instead, each revelation is tailored. It's perfectly designed for the specific needs, the unique time and place, and the level of human understanding at that exact point in history.
There's this fantastic analogy that makes this so much clearer. Think about the moon. The moon itself never actually changes, right? Its inherent splendor, as the text puts it, is totally constant. But from where we stand, down here on Earth, it looks like it's always changing. Sometimes we just see a little sliver. Other times it's a half moon, and then a brilliant full circle. The light is always the same light, but the measure of that light we can see is different. It's the same idea here. The divine truth is one, but the part that gets revealed depends entirely on humanity's capacity to handle it at that moment in history.
So the big question is, how do we put these two big ideas together? This idea of oneness and this idea of difference. Well, this is where it all clicks into place. The source material introduces a concept it calls the twofold station, and believe me, this is the key that unlocks the whole paradox.
So, here's the crucial point, the absolute heart of it. Every single one of these figures is operating from two different realities at the exact same time. They have a station of unity, that's where they're one with God and all the other prophets, and they have a station of distinction, that's all about their human identity and their very specific mission for their time. So think of it like this. When they're speaking from that station of unity, they're all one voice, literally one soul. But when they speak from the station of distinction, they're individuals. They are Jesus, the son of Mary. They are Muhammad of Mecca. Each one has a unique name, a unique personality, and a mission perfectly tailored to their time. And the key is, they are both of these things at the same time.
Okay, so now that we have this framework, this idea of the twofold station, let's put it to the test. Let's see how it helps us make sense of some of the most challenging and, seemingly contradictory statements you can find in the holy books.
This really brings us to the heart of the puzzle, doesn't it? How can one single person say things that seem to completely 100% contradict each other? Let's look at three really famous examples.
Okay, first up, you get this profound, absolutely all-encompassing claim. I am God. Now, in this moment, the messenger is speaking as a perfect mirror of God, so completely selfless, so effaced, that it's only God's voice that you can hear.
Then you get this. I am the messenger of God. See the difference? Here, the speaker is defining their function. They're not the source itself, but the link, the channel, the messenger from God to the rest of us. And then, finally, you get this. I am the servant of God. I am but a man like you. This is just an expression of complete humility, total servitude. It emphasizes their human side, their absolute submission to the Creator. So, which one is it? How can they be all three?
And the answer is, they all are. They're all true. The statements aren't contradictory at all. They're just spoken from different stations. I am God. That's the voice of pure essential unity. I am the messenger. That defines their job, their function. And I am a servant. That expresses their distinct human reality. It all fits.
So the big conclusion here is that all of these statements are true. They aren't contradictions. They're just different facets of one single, very complex reality. Each one is chosen to meet the requirements of the occasion, whatever the specific need of that moment was.
Okay, so what does all this mean for how we look at religious history as a whole? Let's wrap up with one final and I think really powerful takeaway.
Think about it. What really changes if we see history not as a series of separate, competing revelations, but as one single, unfolding story? If we apply this framework, religion stops being a collection of truths that are all at war with each other. Instead, it becomes this one continuous, evolving story. The story of humanity's relationship with the divine, just guided by different messengers for different chapters. And honestly, that perspective, it might just change everything.